Yeah, if you fought twice already, you've gotten two very nice second round TKO finishes.
Yeah.
But before we get into those fights, I wanted to get into what you've been doing for the last month, or not month, but for the last year, not inside the cage or in the training room, but outside of it, because I know you're busy doing other things. So could you talk about that a little bit and maybe talk about your trip to New York?
Yeah, definitely. So after my last fight, I was still training, but then sorry, I'm sick. Okay, let's start again. Um, yeah, so I study law and international relations at the Australian National University. I have an athlete program, so I'm able to live in Thailand, train full time, and just come back for exams. So basically, what my goal is there is international security. That's what I specialize in, and I minor in human rights. And then I received an email one day about an internship opportunity at an NGO at the United Nations headquarters in New York City. And I said, let's do it. Why not? I went there for 3 months, and it was a really good experience. I was at the UN every day, preparing for meetings and seminars and all that sort. And I guess what I didn't expect is that going to New York was for my degree or for my interest in uh, in the law and international relations, but I ended up like having a really good time martial arts wise. I was training at Henzo Gracie's and got to meet, a lot of really cool people.
Henzo Gracie's is like filled with the top names in the
hmm
industry. Who did you learn from over there? Who did you kind of gravitate towards and kind of soak up the knowledge from?
I mainly trained with the MMA team, so that was Jamie Crowder and PJ McMahon.
And who are your, the people that you trained with closely, as in like training partners and
I guess my main training partner was Jen Chiang. She had her pro debut in Bellator, and she's an Olympic boxer.
wow. So you're busy out there, martial arts wise, busy
Yeah,
doing your
definitely.
international law thing. How was that balancing that in New York City? New York City is a city you can get lost in easily and kind of set you off course, in many different ways.
Yeah.
Like most cities, it's not like Phuket. Phuket's like
hmm hmm
isolated. You do your thing and you can stay away from all the the I guess the seedier things of the city.
I guess firstly, like the reason why I wanted to go there was I had been in Phuket for 3 years. It's it's very, it's island life. It's very chill, very relaxed. There's not much to do, which is what I love about it. But you need balance. And what I wanted to try was a 9 to 5 in the city, in New York City. I guess that was a dream. So that was kind of my holiday, my vacation, which for others, that would be complete opposite. They would be their 9 to 5 and then they would go to Phuket and that would be their holiday. But for me, my holiday was, to experience the city, the hustle, all that stuff. But because it was my first time working under those conditions and under those hours, I was so tired afterwards anyway. I'm used to taking my midday naps in Phuket. Like I train in the morning, nap, and then I train at night. So I really wasn't used to being awake for the full day in New York. So as soon as I got home, I was out. I was so tired.
Were you somewhat relieved when you finally got back to Phuket and got back to the slow life, the island life?
Definitely. I mean, New York City, like the experience was what I wanted, but in the last 2 weeks, I was like, I'm so ready to go back and just cruise on my scooter and just relax. hmm
Now you get back right before your second fight.
hmm
Train. Was it a short camp for you?
It was a really short camp. I mean, I didn't train too much when I was in New York, so I came back and I had about 5 weeks, I think it was. But yeah, we just grinded out hard and then came out with the win in the end.
What difference did you see in yourself from your first fight on OWS compared to your second one?
I guess I could visualize more, having done the whole process, been through fight week with one championship and the whole hydration and weigh in process, so it was easier to see what was coming. I already knew what to expect. There were not as many nerves.
When you fight, you're very stoic in your facial expression. Like you don't really show much. Like if you don't really show that you're like happy or you feel
Yeah,
you don't show like you feel like you have the edge or you don't have the edge. It's like you have this. I don't. Where does that come from? Where does the facial expression that you have? It's hard to describe. It's almost like Fedor in a way. You know how Fedor used to come
right.
out and his
Yeah.
facial expression never changes, like Gegard Mousasi. You know, like it never
Mhm.
changes during the fight. Is that something that just comes to you naturally, or did you develop that, or I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
mean,
what
I
happened?
no, it's just me, I guess. I mean, I get told off at training for being too nice or for taking it too easy. But for some reason, when I step into the cage or the ring, like it's just I get into the zone and that's it. I don't know.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I always heard that you're a kind of like a happy-go-lucky type of person, but then I see
yeah,
you fight, and I'm like, wow, she's serious in there. She's
yeah.
going in there. Now in that period of time from your first and second fight, skill development wise, what did you think you showed in your second fight that you did not show in your first?
My grappling experience mainly. I didn't. Although in my first fight, I just did this stand up striking. I guess I wanted to prove that I could strike as well as grappling. And then when I saw the opportunity to finish, it was there. But this time, I took the first round and even the first half of the second round to strike. And then at the end, I was like, you know what? I guess it's time to grapple.
In your first fight, I just recently watched it again, and I noticed that in the first round you were in there banging it out, and basically what happened is you overwhelmed your opponent on the feet in the second, right? And
Yeah,
did you feel like she gave up in that fight?
I think it was like a slow process
Mhm.
for her to get there. Like it wasn't one punch that did it. It was more an accumulation of it all. And then by the end, it was too much.
Yeah, it was a great performance. Second one just as great. Now after that, you went to Vietnam. I saw you with B, and
Yeah,
having her fight for the first time in Vietnam. I'm pretty sure that was something that you wanted to do also. Um,
definitely.
have they talked to you about that? Is that something that I'm pretty sure you're interested in doing it. But I'm saying, have you talked to them about fighting in
I
Vietnam?
did ask, but MMA is illegal in Vietnam. So that's why it was a purely striking show. And because my striking, I'm more of a grappler, then there wasn't, wasn't for me. But hopefully in the future, I definitely love to fight in Vietnam, uh, and be in front of the home crowd.
Yeah. Also Australia too. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
for
sure that
sure.
they're gonna head out there. It seems like they're slowly signing more
Yeah,
fighters
there's
from
a lot of
Australia.
Australians.
Antonio Caruso got signed, and you and a few others that are on One Warrior series. They're from
Mhm,
Australia, and of course you got Martin, one of the
mhm.
biggest stars in the
Yeah,
promotion. So I'm seeing it's gonna happen. So maybe you'll be the first, in
yeah.
Australia,
We'll
right?
see. We'll see. That would be amazing.
Oh, definitely. Now, after that fight, you went to Vietnam, you got back. How long before you got into training camp for this upcoming fight in December?
I started camp a few weeks ago, but I went to Australia. I've been in Australia for the last 2.5 weeks. I had to go back for exams, but uh, I wasn't the usual training camp that I've had because it's been broken up. I've been training at different gyms back in Australia, and I've been traveling around Australia a bit. But now I'm back here. I've got 3 more weeks, so it's the same routine.
In the last couple months, you've had a lot of your training partners take big fights, and also you have Loma. She fought first time in the UFC. She performed great.
Yeah.
Casey, she's also part of the team. She went out and got her a big win herself. Now, Cynthia and you are the ones up next. Riding that momentum, is that how important is that for you to have other women in the camp together with you and winning and kind of taking that energy into your fight?
The reason why I moved to Tiger Muay Thai was because of the team that we had. And especially we have all these female fighters coming in and who are staying now all around my weight division. And just to see these girls perform and be successful in their promotions, it's a reflection of our training and the work we all put together.
They also all have different body types too, which is I think important for all of
Yeah.
you to have. Even though you guys are in the same weight class or very close to each other in weight class, but different body types. You got the longer, taller girl, or you got the shorter, stockier girls. You got the skinny. All of them. So in training, how helpful is that for you to just be able to have a different look every single time?
Yeah, and not only the different body types, but the different styles and backgrounds. And it's so important to get that because if you train with the same person every single day, or you get complacent or you don't know how to adapt to new situations. So it's great for fight preparation because you're able to adapt to that, having done that in training every day.
Your upcoming opponent, Kristy, she has already fought once on OWS. She actually fought your teammate, Claudia.
Yeah.
What has Claudia told you? What is she, has she been helping you get ready for this fight?
Claudia has been mainly in the Muay Thai area in the last
Oh,
year, so I haven't been training with her as much as I used to. But of course, I did message her when I received the offer, and she said, Kristy's pretty good. Her kicks are good, her punches are good. So yeah, and I also I talked to Casey. Casey is
yeah.
the only person who has beat Kristy in her whole MMA experience. So it's good to be able to train with those girls and have them be able to give me that information.
Do you believe that that gives you an advantage to have those two girls kind of give you a little tidbits on the side, or does it not really matter? You could probably just train and focus on yourself. Is that what the focus is for this camp? Is just focus on yourself and do what you need to do to win?
Yeah, so I talked to those girls beforehand and I've got the information I needed now. It's just putting in the work and using that information to better my game.
How have you structured your camp? Is it the same every single time, or have you made any little tweaks for this time for this camp around? You said that you were in Australia for a little while, but when you're at Tiger Muay Thai, what does the schedule look like?
Well, this time, in comparison to the other times, I've been doing a lot more cardio, a lot more conditioning work. I was even doing swim workouts with Cynthia, so that was really cool.
It doesn't seem that you have any issues with your cardio because you were going full throttle through every single fight you've been, we've seen you in. You've been going the same speed the whole time. So why
Yeah.
why the focus on the cardio? You just want to be able to overwhelm everybody and just do it
Well,
faster.
yeah. I mean, in uh, in previous fights, like I didn't do much cardio. So this time, I think well, let's put it in and see what happens. See if it changes anything, which hopefully it should.
How do you see
How do you
this
see
fight
this fight
playing out?
playing out?
Do you see it lasting to the second round, or do you see a fight that's going to go all three? Do you want to fight to go all three to test yourself to see if you can go to the judges and win a solid decision against someone like Kristy, who is a very good fighter?
I think it's possible that it'll go all 3 rounds, hence why the extra cardio. Um, I don't think it'll finish too soon, so we'll see. I mean, I think that both Christy and I bring a lot to the table, and it's going to be a good one.
What is the plans after this? It seems like usually a fighter that wins three in a row gets signed in one Warrior series. Do you feel like this is the one, you win this one, you're going to be making your debut next year for one championship?
Honestly, I'm just focusing on this one, and then after that, we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, December 4th
Yeah,
is your next, trip into the Warrior Series ring, not cage.
yeah.
How do you feel about fighting in the ring compared to the cage?
I mean, I didn't have many amateur MMA fights, so I only had two, which were in a cage. But uh, the ring is fine. It makes no difference to me.
Let's just say that they do give you a contract and you do enter the atomweight division. Do you feel like you're ready to compete against those other women in that division? Even right now, if they called you up and they said, "Hey, this fight is canceled. We're gonna put you on the December card in I don't know, Jakarta or whatever, Hong Kong or whatever." Do you think you're ready to like just hop right in and be able to compete?
100%. Yeah, I think I'm ready. I think they have some high level girls in the division, but they also have girls that um, are more at my level, and definitely I could win against them.
All right. Thank you so much, Win, for the time, and good luck on the fight. I believe it will be an incredible fight, a very evenly matched fight, and enjoy the fight. Enjoy, the after fight and the rest of the year, and have fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good to see you.